Everybody I know who loves life tries hard every single day. They work hard every single day. They suffer, they struggle, and they love their life. The people who sit around, they don't try very hard, they seem to be depressed. You would argue that that's quite counterintuitive. You would say the people who try hard and struggle and suffer, they're the ones who should hate their life, no? But it turns out those are the ones who love life because the work you put in prevents anything from being a scam. It actually makes life beautiful. So when you tell me that you lack motivation, what you're really saying is that you lack a life. Because if you cannot work hard towards things, you don't have anything, and you never will. The fact that you accept that it is hard is why you've already chosen to lose. Winners don't accept these facts. I decided I was going to win. So because I decided I was going to win, the fact that I may feel tired isn't something I even mention. It doesn't enter my psyche. I'm not cognitive of it. I have things to do. The fact that it might be hard has nothing to do with the fact that I'm going to achieve it anyway. Winners have decided to win, and losers have already decided to lose. When you meet a loser, know that's what he wants to be. He wants to suck. He wants his family to struggle. He wants his mother to say, I have cancer and I can't afford the chemotherapy. That's what he wants. He decided that's what he was going to be. I've never seen a man who decided he was going to be a winner fail, ever. Before I had anything, long ago, I decided I was going to be a winner. I used to say to Tristan, I'm going to travel the world and I'm just going to have money. I'm gonna have a nice watch, I'm gonna have girls, a fast car, I'm just gonna have money. I'm gonna be in Hong Kong in the fucking Shangri-La. Everyone's gonna know my name. The second I decided I was going to win, I never once again complained about being hungry, about being tired, about the fact it was hard, about the fact I was sad, about the fact I lacked motivation. I decided to win, and all of those thoughts evaporated from my mind. And if you still acknowledge these things, if you still talk about these concepts as if they are real, then you have decided to lose. Many people, when they get to a losing position, think, it doesn't matter, I don't have to make the best move anymore. I actually disagree. Maybe 9 times out of 10, the best move won't save you, but that 1 time out of 10, the best move might be just enough to save your ass. And on a long enough time frame, if you play the game repeatedly, day after day, taking risks, always making the best move regardless of whether you're winning or losing, it will compound into an upward spiral of never-ending success. You might end up somewhere near me.
Because manhood is exceptionally hard, and life is hard. But how you shape yourself will determine how hard it is for you and how miserable it will be. As a man, there is no easy life. If you're looking for an easy life, you should have been a girl. You made a mistake. Your life is not about being easy. Your life is not about being happy. Your life is always going to be difficult. All of the pain you feel, all of the sadness you feel, you're supposed to feel as a man, and you have 2 effective binary choices. You either go through the suffering and go through the trauma and go through the hardship it takes to be a man of value, or you suffer eternity as a nobody. And being invisible, I would argue, is almost worse. You can have a very stress-free life if you work in Starbucks. You don't care about the Starbucks once you clock off. You're not at work at the time. You go home, you play video games, and you exist until you die. That's stress-free, but you have to suffer being a nobody. Alternatively, you can go out there into the world, try and implement your mark on the world, work hard, try to get rich, more money, more problems. You can try and start a business, the stress of that. You can lose your girlfriend because all you're doing is working. This is a new level of stress, a new level of trauma, but at least you'll be a somebody at the end of it.
So if you're not a millionaire and you're not happy with your life, guess what? You are where you deserve to be. I had a bad luck this, or I tried this, or I can't pull it off that, blah, 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 blah. It's impossible to exist somewhere where you're not comfortable. If I were to say, lay on these red hot stones, and you tried to do it, you'd get up and move because it hurts, it's not comfortable. You have to get out of that position. If you look at your lives, your life is in a shit position, but you don't move, you don't do anything about it. So if it was really, truly uncomfortable to you, like those red hot stones were, you'd change something. But the fact you refuse to change something shows that you're pretty comfortable where you are. So this whole motivational shit is all garbage. And if you motherfuckers are still sleeping sound at night, you're gonna stay exactly where you are. This has nothing to do with not feeling emotions. This has nothing to do with just becoming an empty, emotionless void of a person. That's not what this is. This is about understanding that you're a human being. You're going to feel emotions. This is a beautiful thing. And making sure that you use them in the correct way. A, and B, you do not ever let them stop you doing what you're supposed to do. I don't need motivation to go to the gym. I can not want to go with every fiber of my being and I will still be there because I use my cerebral ability, I use my mind, and I logically decide what I'm going to do with my day regardless of how I feel. regardless of whether I'm motivated or not. Life is just getting things done, doing the right things, doing the important things, making sure they're done efficiently and thoroughly so that you live the best possible life. It's as simple as that. It's not particularly complicated. Motivation, inspirational, I've never been one of them people. I don't believe in motivation, inspiration. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe that you need motivation to get things done. I'm not going to sit here and just talk a whole bunch of motivational things to make you feel good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the things I always did that allowed me to put together the mindset I currently have.
Everything is rented. Your body, you don't just get a good body and you're done. You still have to go to the gym every day to maintain that good body. You don't just get a hot girl and it's done. You still have to work hard for her to always love you and respect you. You don't just start a business and now you're rich. No, you have to start a business and work on that business every day. If you take your eye off the business, it will fail. Everything in life is rented and you have to constantly and endlessly work for it and make sure that you never stop. Otherwise, it will be taken from you. But obscurity is forever. If you never make a mark on the world, then you effectively never existed. And when you're gone, nobody will care. The reason our Father is discussed at length is because of who me and Tristan are. And the reason we will be discussed forever is because who our sons will become. And that's very important because you have a duty to your ancestors and you have a duty to God. So you must make a choice. And this is genuine choice for you people at home. Do you want to live in obscurity forever and be invisible and not matter and have an easier life? I would argue that it's not easier because in your heart and in your soul, you're going to feel guilty knowing you could have been something you're not, and you have a duty to your ancestors and to God to be the best version of yourself. Or do you want to try your absolute best and struggle and suffer every day of your life paying the rent for all of the amazing things around you? We pay endless rent. We pay rent for our bodies. We pay rent for our relationships. We pay rent to keep our kids. We pay rent to keep our business. We pay rent to keep our freedom. Every single day is work to pay the rent. It's absolutely never ending, and you have to make that choice. You need to decide, do you want to be invisible with a lower rent bill, or do you want to be important and work hard and suffer to make sure that the rent is paid? It's a choice you must make, and it's binary, and you must be extremely dedicated towards the decision you finally make.
And you only have one person you're competing against, and it's the person you created, which is nothing more than a better version of yourself.
Whether you're happy or you're sad right now, let me explain something to you that's absolute a fact. Somewhere on this planet, there is someone who is your age, may look a bit like you, who was just given some bad fucking news. Either they were just given a cancer diagnosis and given 2 weeks to live, or the police just knocked on the door and said, your family's dead. Yeah, a cement truck ran them all over. They're splattered all over the road. My family? Yeah, all of them. There's someone your age who just got given some bad fucking news. And if you were to sit there and explain to them your problems, they would swap lives with you in a heartbeat. And this is what most of you motherfuckers don't understand. You're not grateful for what you have because you don't understand and don't anticipate that there's someone out there who would do anything to have what you have. I'm not even talking about me with my Lambo and my beautiful women and all my shit. I'm talking about just a normal, safe life where you can watch Tate Speech YouTube videos and no one's gonna bomb your house. There are people who would do anything to trade with you. And if you were to sit there and try and explain to them all your problems, yeah, but you don't want to, I'm depressed and I have no girlfriend and it's hard to make money and my life's hard, and you were to tell them all your stupid reasons that you don't like your life, they'd sit there and listen to them all and go, okay, yeah, no problem, let's swap. And they'd sign on the dotted line because they understand what real problems are. They have genuine issues. You don't have any fucking issues. If you're watching this right now, you have no real fucking issues. Your life is good and someone would do anything to be you. And if you understand that and you understand that completely, then it's very easy to be grateful for what you have. And by extension, it's very easy to be happy.
People ask me questions about their happiness and motivation and depression, and I'm seen as this guru. But truthfully, if you think about it, life as a man was always shit. Name a period of history where life as a man wasn't shit. Do you wish you were in World War II? Was life as a man in the year 700 any better than it is today? Look at all the battles where men charged at each other with spears, just getting stabbed to death. Whether you win or lose, whether you survive or not, being a man has always sucked. And now, being a man still super sucks, but it's probably the best it's ever been.
Next time you're in a situation, you should sit and say, okay, this is a bad situation, I'm fucked. But what's the best move I could possibly make? What's the outcome I would like? What's the most likely move to give me that particular outcome? And you'd be surprised what some of them are. I had a guy email me the other day saying he lost his job because he was the worst salesman. I said, well, then you deserve to lose your job. That's how sales works. It's fearsome. He goes, well, I don't know. What should I do? I said, what's the best move on the board? He goes, well, I really want the sales job. I think I can get good at it. I said, well, then work for free. So do you have another job yet? He said, no. Okay, while you're applying for other jobs, instead of sitting around on your ass at home, keep working for free for the company for 2 or 3 weeks and see if you can turn it around. And he tried that. And he couldn't because he's shit at sales. But the point is, if he would have sat at home doing nothing, it wouldn't have helped him. The best move on the board was to try and prove to his company that he's actually worth something. If he was worth something, in those 2 or 3 weeks, he might have turned it around and got his job back. He still got to apply for new jobs. He didn't lose anything besides what? Sleep? But it's all you fuckers seem to do for some reason. You wonder why you don't get anywhere. Think about it. Best move on the chessboard. That's how I want you to approach your life, ladies and gentlemen. It's the mental model in which you should apply to scenarios to deduce what is the best possible action. Because if you're always making the best move and very rarely making the worst move, it's pretty hard to lose. It's player versus player out here. The world is not about even fairness. The world is about winners and losers. And everyone is competing against each other. You are competing against me. I'm competing against you. You're competing against your friends. You're competing against your enemies. You want $1, so does everyone else. You want that hot girl, so does everyone else. You want that house, so does everyone else. What's amazing is the things you want, the main reason you want them is because other people want them.
And one of the key components of manhood always has been and always will be, we have the ability to control ourselves and not act emotionally. Saying that I felt like crying, so I cried, this makes me a real man, is as stupid as me saying, well, I felt like smashing his face in, so I smashed his face in. This makes me a real man. No, the hallmark of a real man is controlling himself, controlling his emotions, and acting appropriately regardless of how he feels. And throughout human history, this is exactly how men had to live their lives. Do you think that the teenagers storming the beaches of Normandy felt like crying? Of course they did. But they also knew that that wasn't the correct thing for them to do. They had a duty to commit to, they had an honor, and they did what they were supposed to do regardless of how they felt. That is the mark of a man. Weakness and absolute submission to your feelings are not the hallmarks of men. It's not the way society has ever been built. It's never been built off the backs of men who were crying their eyes out because they felt like crying. The only kind of men who advocate crying are the kind of men who do not have enough self-control to prevent themselves from crying. Because we're all human. There's times in your life, as a man, you're going to feel like crying. It's going to happen. But what you're supposed to do is not cry. Because this is a test in mental fortitude. And there is no physical fortitude, there's no financial fortitude, there's no other type of fortitude without mental fortitude. So when you feel like crying, you ensure you do not cry, and you act appropriately as a man should. The men who say no, succumb instantly to your emotions, are the kind of people who have no self-control. And let me tell you something about men who have no self-control. Men who live without self-control are the kind of men who cry when their girlfriend cheats on them, because she certainly does, because she doesn't respect the little crybaby. And these guys sitting there, what they're trying to do by telling you to cry is drag you down to their level. If you could build yourself from the ground up, if you could literally just, like from a video game, just tick characteristic boxes and build yourself, nobody would choose to be a small, weak guy who has to cry when he gets upset. Everyone, when they get that application form from God saying build yourself for your next life, would tick tall, strong, smart, mentally tough, doesn't cry, rich. They tick all the things they tell me I'm bad, all the assets I have, everything that I am, they tell me is bad. But if they had the choice to have these things instantly, they would sign up. And the reason they don't have these things is because all of these things come with hard work.
The reason you're not doing things is because you're remembering all of the times you failed at doing those things. Ignore it. Erase it. Just like on your phone, you delete the pictures you don't want. Inside of your mind, you must delete the memories you do not want. Delete the memories you don't want. Rewrite them. Every time I try, I win. Every time I try, I win. Every time I tried, I won. I win. I win. I win. Yep, I'll try this. I'll try this. I'll try this. Goes wrong. Doesn't matter. I won. Goes wrong. Don't care. Never lost. Goes wrong. She wants me. Goes wrong. Goes right. And people are sitting there furious with you. Why doesn't he quit like I did? Why doesn't he give up like I did? Why don't his setbacks bother him like they bother me? Why is he so confident? Why doesn't he care? We're trying to take this man down. He doesn't give a shit. Is he mental? Maybe, but he's winning. And the reason this annoys people is because most people's identity is shaped by all the times they have failed. They are depressed because they have failed. They are broke because when they tried to start a business, they failed. They don't want to get in the cage and fight because they lost the one time they tried. They don't want to go up to girls because the last girl rejected them. Most people's identity, most people's entire personality, their worldview is based on all of their failures. And they take all of those failures and they try and learn from them, but they end up thinking about them and they just think about all of their constant loss. The way you annoy people is by refusing to do that because it makes them very jealous of you. So you have to be the guy who goes up to a girl in a bar. Excuse me, you are beautiful. And her friends laugh in your face. Now, most men, after this happened, they go back to their friends and they go, I'm not good with girls. Girls reject me. and they take those losses and they make it their personality. And they stop going up to girls in general, and they lose. Whereas winners will go, after going up to those girls, will go back to their friends and say, they wanted me, but I'm busy, they're busy. And people will be like, no, she rejected you. Nah. And your friends will be like, what's wrong with you? You're delusional. And you'll go up to 50 girls, and guess what will happen when you go up to the 51st girl? You'll bag a 10, a baddie, and all of a sudden you're winning. And people are sitting there going, whoa, the losses don't affect him. My losses are constraining my worldview. The parameters from which I operate within are all of my losses throughout my life. This guy doesn't care when things happen to him. He just ignores it, pretends it didn't happen, which is super annoying because I keep trying to remind him it happened and he keeps denying it, denying reality, and keeps trying anyway. And eventually, look, he's secured a baddie. He's pulled it off. I don't have a baddie. I'm thinking about my losses. He forgot about his losses instantly, and now he's got a baddie. How did you do that? And then they hate you, and then they get annoyed. That's basically just what I do.
When somebody has a negative emotion, let's say somebody's extremely jealous and petty, they will try and mask it in a weaponized version of a virtue or morality. Let's take me as a personal example, right? There are people who will tweet all day, Andrew Tate's a human trafficker. Cool, fine. That's what you believe, supposedly. These people are petty. They're jealous, they're unhappy, they're semi-autistic, and they're sad. And they feel negative emotions inside, but they mask it. And we're seeing this now, right? And this allows you to understand the world, and it allows you not only to understand the truth of things, but secondly, to never be bothered by anyone. When you see somebody try to attack you with their false morality, when they say, you're racist, you can sit and say, you don't care about racism. You just don't like me because you are sad. And it makes all of your haters instantly powerless because you understand the truth about them.
Egos are extremely important. Egos have always existed. Throughout ancient history, men, kings, went to war, and millions of people died because someone insulted him because of his ego. Egos are a natural human thing, and they're extremely important. And the modern world tells men to not have an ego. And they do that because it makes you weak and easy to control. You can only have an iron mind if you are so sure of yourself, so egotistical that nobody can break it. Most people's egos work against them, and the way it works against them is they feel entitled. They wake up and they think, oh, I deserve a nice car. I'm a special person. I deserve a nice car. And then when they don't get a nice car, they get disheartened and annoyed. That is not the right way to use an ego. An ego should be used as in, I deserve a nice car, so I'm going to go fucking get one. That's an ego. There should be no reason, no excuse for you to not do everything that you believe you need to do to be the best person you can be if you've properly created this enemy. You've looked at this list, 25 to 30 points long, of everything this guy does. And you should look at that list and think, fuck, this is who I'm competing against. I need to start getting my shit together. And your ego should stop you from wanting to lose. Otherwise, day after day after day, you are losing to this individual. This individual is beating you day after day after day. You can't let that happen. One, because it shows who you could be. But the other reason is also because if your ego is based around beating this person, you get to go through life and be a nice guy to everyone else. People say don't have an ego because they think that if they give you an ego, you have an ego, you're going to be egotistical to the people you meet. I'm a nice guy to everyone I meet because they're not my enemy. I'm not combating against them. I'm a nice guy to every person. I'm a nice guy to every woman. I say please and thank you. I'm a nice person, but I do have a massive ego. But my ego comes into play when I'm fighting against my enemy.
The reason I annoy my enemies is because no matter what happens to me, I either don't give a shit or it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen. And that is why I frustrate everyone. No matter what they do to me, it doesn't matter because I'm going to keep trying. And eventually I'm going to win. And when I pull something off, then I get to double down and super flex it in everyone's face. How'd you get that baddie? Every girl loves me. You had to go up to 1,000 girls to get that beautiful girl who loves you. Yeah, I had the choice between the 1,000 and I picked her because they all wanted me. Yeah, this is my money. This is my mansion. Here's my jet. Here's my yacht. Yeah, no big deal. I just never lose. I'm just that guy. I never really lose, So that's your secret to endlessly attempting things in life. That's your secret to annoying your enemies.
Because what I notice a lot of people, especially online people or people I meet in general life, they lack that magic. They may scream at a screen and they may be clowns. Being a clown and having charisma are very different things. I can sit very calmly and talk for 6 hours and get 100 million views in a very calm way. And that is done via charisma. My charisma is a superpower which has allowed me to live the best possible human experience, which makes men respect you and which makes any interaction, especially in business or anything regarding money, far easier and more obtainable. Charisma is basically likability. The ability to make people feel good, to care, to be in your presence, to want to be around you, and to want to engage in conversation with you. The young men of the world want a hero to look up. And you can't be a hero reading books in bed. You can't be a hero without a fight. You can't be a hero without lots of money, without being big and strong. You can't be a hero without winning against insurmountable odds, against the mainstream media, against the Matrix, against jail, in the ring. The young boys of the world want a hero. If your life was heroic, they would be interested in you. But you can sit on your podcast and pontificate about traditional masculine role. You're not a hero. Nobody gives a shit about you. I am the one who is suffering, which is why my life is so fantastic, because I talk about how great it is to have a hard life. I love getting arrested and thrown in jail and having my house raided and guns waved at me. I love it. It's what I'm made for.
You have to show up every day and work, regardless of how you feel. There is no light without dark. 5,000 years ago, the Chinese drew yin and yang for a reason. They are linked. They go together. There is no such thing as a successful person without a failure. Without the failures, there's no success. You need both. For there to be winners, there has to be losers. Therefore, if God is going to give you the chance to become a successful person, He has to make it difficult. He has to lay out a gauntlet, because within that gauntlet, some people will quit and they can go become losers, which allow the people who do not quit to be winners. I think a lot of people think that my life is just running around in supercars, sleeping with girls and smoking cigars. And anyone who's around me long enough actually says, wow, Andrew, all you do is work. Of course all I do is work. My entire life is work. I have to stay in prime physical condition, ready to destroy my enemies. My entire life is work. So when people want to quit, they want to give up, everybody has an excuse, nobody has any time, they will do it next week, they're a bit tired, they don't understand. That's all loser talk. You're not allowed to do that. That is part of the gauntlet. That is the off-ramp towards loserdom. You're on the highway, you're driving. There's exits all along the way to Loserville, Loser Town. When you're tired, when you don't feel like working, when you don't have enough time, when it's difficult, you can get off the highway anytime you want, but if you stay on the highway, you will end up a winner. When I hear people say, oh, it's hard, or I don't have time, etc., all you're doing is telling me you're a loser. Every single winner feels the same as you do. The difference is they do not quit. They do not give up. They do not make excuses. They stay on the highway. It's amazing what you can achieve if you never give up. My saying, unmatched perspicacity and sheer indefatigability. That point is important. Sheer indefatigability. The inability to become fatigued. If you never quit, if you never give up, if you never give in, you're gonna get exactly what you wanted. All you had to do is not be a fucking coward, and you still failed. I don't wanna hear any excuses. I don't care about excuses. God doesn't care about excuses. And the winners who went through the exact same things you're going through, who didn't quit, don't care about excuses. There are winners and losers in the world. You are either a winner who dedicates himself, never gives up, continues to learn, does everything he knows he needs to do regardless of how he feels, or you're a loser who makes excuses and you stay invisible for the rest of human time.
I say the world is difficult and hard, but you can win if you dedicate yourself. You can win because the difficulty prevents others from trying. You can win if you rewire your mind so that you're dedicated when others are not, so that you're motivated when others are not. So if you keep trying when others won't try, then you can win, which allows you to be king, because then you get to be rich and famous and important, and they're stuck a slave. That's how the world works. There's always been kings. It's your goal to become one of them. Win. That's your goal. So that you and your bloodline is discussed for the next fucking eon. That guy pulled it off. He's a fucking winner. It's ruthless out here, and you won't be able to do it by yourself. You're gonna do it with a team of men who understand the mission. Most of you are not trying to conquer anything. You wonder why you go through life feeling like a fucking peasant. It's because you're not trying to become the king. What are you trying to conquer? Are you trying to conquer your woman's heart? Are you trying to conquer her mind? Are you trying to conquer land? Are you trying to conquer a company? Where's your money? What's your resource? What are your weapons? Who's on your team? What are you trying to conquer? If I ask you that question right now, what are you trying to conquer? You don't even have an answer for me. Have you conquered your will? Have you conquered your own mind? Can you go without eating? Can you go to the gym every single day for a year and not miss a day no matter what? Can you stay awake for 3 days in a row and skip sleep? Have you even conquered your own impulses? The second you feel hungry, you put food in your mouth like a fucking baby. The second you're tired, you go to sleep like a fucking baby. The second you feel something, you do it like a fucking child. You haven't conquered your own will? You haven't conquered your own mind? You have no idea what you're trying to conquer externally? How will you be a king without conquest? That's the entire point of life as a man, is to find something to conquer and take it. I don't see what else I'm supposed to be alive for besides winning. That's it.